Welcome to the Portraits and Fitness channel. My name is David. I'm a photographer coming to you from the land of fruits and nuts in Berkeley, California. Speaking of fruits and nuts, I don't eat fruits and nuts because I am following the carnivore way of eating. So today's topic is top 5 reactions when people find out that I am following the carnivore way of eating. I don't really like identifying as a carnivore or advertising that I'm a carnivore in the sense that I think it should be something for myself. It's something I just want to be, so that will lead to doing. You first need to be, then you do, and you enact. And what I've been enjoying among the most of the aspects of being a carnivore is when I feel good, I just feel like I'm more liable to take part in activities. I'm just more proactive in things, and I'm more present in all I do. And so rather than just identifying as a carnivore and that's it, it's the end all and be all, I think of it as really the beginning. So, okay, you're a carnivore. Now what? What do you do with it? So I don't like advertising that I'm a carnivore, but when people find out, and they inevitably will find out, whether it's asking my spouse, how come I've lost some weight, or they'll encounter me in person and they might ask, and I'll often just say it's just my diet. But if they ask a little further, and I can't lie, I don't say I'm keto. I say, well, I'm following the carnivore way of eating. And when I explain that it's eating only products that are derived from animals, I get some funny responses. Do you eat vegetables? Go figure. No, as far as I can recall, and in all my years of schooling, I was never taught that vegetables are animals. They don't have a heartbeat. They don't have 2 legs or 4 legs. They don't move from place to place unless there's a tornado that carries them from one place to another. So there's a bit of cognitive dissonance when I mention that I don't eat vegetables. People don't quite get it. Maybe they just need to encounter more carnivores in the wild. I don't know. So question number 2, when I explain that I don't eat vegetables, they'll often probe a little further and they'll say, well, can you have this or that? Well, can you have ice cream? No. Can you have pizza? Pizza has sausage on it. Can you have sausage? No. And the funny thing is, often they just won't ask, like, so what do you eat? They're just interested in what are the exceptions or what doesn't fit within the parameters that I explained to them. So it's just an interesting logic that people have. They just automatically regurgitate it back. And that really is a sign of cognitive dissonance. Those of us on carnivore, we probably didn't arrive here unless we've been through that kind of thinking process ourselves at some point and gotten to this point here where we've broken past all those what ifs. The next one that people bring up is fiber. They'll ask, so where do you get your fiber from? As if it's one of the macros, carbohydrate, protein, fat, and fiber. Well, last I checked, it's not an essential nutrient. There's no such thing called essential fiber. There's no such thing as essential carbohydrates. There are essential amino acids, however, and we get those by consuming protein. So people are just really attached to this idea that we need fiber, but carnivores will inevitably, if you probe deep enough, they'll inevitably tell you that they're regular, they're not having any issues. And one real huge benefit, I've been on the carnivore way of eating for 100 days now, maybe even a couple days longer than that. And we don't get bloated the way we used to. So maybe we're doing something right. Maybe we don't need fiber. So I'm good without fiber. Speaking of what I'm good without, I often get a question about what do you miss? This isn't a very productive direction for a conversation to go in. Fixating on what we're missing completely misses the point. We're in this because we feel good 24 hours a day, not just when we're eating. We eat in this fashion because it feels so good that we want to do things, not just hang out and grab our stomach and take a siesta after a meal. So it's kind of missing the point to fixate on what we're missing out on. However, there are many items around the house or out and about that I'll see, and yeah, I'll get a little pang here and there, but I remind myself that I'm in this because I'm eating to live, not living to eat. And it's as simple as that. So I'd rather focus on feeling good and what I can do as a person who feels good and has good energy than what I'm missing. A really funny question I get is, okay, so you've lost this amount of weight. When are you going to stop? Are you done with that? As if it's a fad diet. Well, if there's one thing that's come out of all the interviews that I've watched on Dave Mack's No Carb Life channel, the best channel for carnivores, because it's real people relating real stories, real struggles that they've been through, real maladies they've experienced, all sorts of ups and downs, and tons of miracles. A recent interview was Neil, a trucker from Canada. Neil was almost at the point where he was going to have his foot amputated because of diabetes, type 2 diabetes. He went on carnivore. He's now able to do what he does and drive a truck for, I think it's up to 14 hours a day plus a couple breaks at the age of 64. And happy belated birthday, Neil. You were one of the best interviews on Dave Mack's channel. Real people are relating their real stories on Dave Mack's channel. One thing that comes through over and over is that people are committed to this. And that goes for me as well. So no, we may every once in a while have a cheat, and it reminds us why we continued and we maintain this way of eating, because we feel good day to day. Simple as that. So those are a few of the questions that I've gotten over my 100+ days following the carnivore way of eating, or as I like to say, applying the carnivore lifestyle medicine. Maybe you have a few of those vignettes, anecdotes to share in the comments down below. Next week, I'll be on the road and living out of a suitcase in a hotel, trying as best I can to maintain my carnivore way of eating. With that in mind, I'm preparing a little backup food just in case I find myself unable to take part in some of the food served at the hotel or outside at restaurants. So wish me luck with that. We'll see how it goes. So until next week's video, as always, thank you for watching and be good to yourself.